Welcome to another educative and informative episode of African Student Voices on AAU TV. My name is Agyemang Okyere Darko. Just before the month of April ends, it's a global financial literacy education month, and we need to inform everyone about their finances and create more awareness on how you can make your money and keep it well. So with me in the studio are experts on financial awareness and literacy education in Africa, and they'll be talking to you more about how to make the money, how to keep the money, and then save the money well. Don't go anywhere. We'll go for a quick break. We'll come back. I'll let you know who they are and zoom right to the discussion. You're welcome back to African Student Voice on AAU TV as we inform and transform, and I'm glad to bring you back on the show on the topic improving financial awareness and literacy education in Africa. The need is about time, and we're still in the financial literacy month, and as it is, it's important that we educate you on how to be aware of these financial issues, these indices, and also how to keep your money well. So with me in the studio today, I have with me lecturer, the Department of Finance and University of Ghana Business School, and also the coordinator for the Financial Awareness Association in person of Dr. Benjamin Amwa. Dr. Welcome to African Student Voices.
Thank you for having me.
And I also have a financial advisor and the executive director for the Center for Financial Literacy Education in Africa, the person of Mr. Peter Kwesi Asaronyako. You're welcome. Kwejo. Oh, I changed the name. Well, you're welcome to African Student Voice, and I'm glad you're here. So last year, we had a similar moment together as we spoke about financial literacy, how far it had reached, and how people are accepting the message of the campaign on managing your finances. But today we're back here again, seeing the milestone. How has it been for you so far? A year or two campaigning for financial literacy and awareness. How has it been? So we'll begin with Doc. Doc, you're the coordinator for the Financial Awareness Association, the University of Ghana Business School. How has it been like coordinating such a very, I would say, quite tough position? I mean, this financial awareness, something that people don't really want to hear, but it's very important. How has it been like coordinating this program?
Okay, it has been an interesting and revealing opportunity to, this time around, move the concept of financial management from a typical classroom lecture situation to make it very practical in terms of everyday personal financial management. So far, what we have done is that we have established the association and launched it officially. Two, we have created two structures, what we call the faculty wing, that is to support the whole improving financial awareness movement in Ghana with research and knowledge leadership. And then two, we also have the student wing, where we can galvanize interest and get ambassadors, students who peer educate their colleagues in matters of personal finance, as we also engage them and deal with them. So for the past, let's say, 9 months, this is what we have been doing at the business school, getting the foundational works laid. We've also, like I said earlier on, launched the association. We've had 2 webinars for students. Yesterday we had a webinar with the Alumni Association of the Business School. It will be continuing throughout the whole of April. So this is, in short, what we have been up to over this short period I've been in existence. It has been more of, backroom work, meetings upon meetings, to get the foundation blocks laid.
Yeah, because I was about to ask, how was it? It's been quite long for the staff. Financial awareness should have been there from the beginning, but well, letting the building blocks is very important. Yeah. Let me come to you, Peter. CFLLE has been there for some time now. You started with the senior high schools, and then you went out to mainstream, creating awareness. How has it been for you in creating awareness in the open space? In a country like this?
Thank you very much, Okyere Darko. I would say it has been challenging because financial literacy is a concept that is not embraced mostly in our part of the world. So pushing such a new concept was challenging. But as time goes by, people are now embracing the concept. people are now accepting, they are now seeing the need for them to prioritize their financial decisions and plan for the future. So talking to market women about financial literacy, engaging students about financial literacy has been really a tough challenge. Yeah, it has been tough. But once people are embracing it, we are on the right path.
Okay. You know, I'm glad that we're talking about improving financial literacy and awareness in Africa. But it will begin with some evidence, but empirical or theoretical. Doc, can you help us with some background information? How has it been from research point of view, the state of financial literacy in Africa?
Okay. The issue is that Africa has been classified as a continent that is relatively poor, and there's scientific evidence backing that, you know, normally issues of financial literacy does not really appeal to those who are relatively poor. So I think in 2015, S&P, together with Lasode and then another researcher, conducted a survey around the world to assess financial literacy level. And it came out that Africa and Southeast Asia has the lowest in terms of levels of financial literacy.
Okay.
What did the research seek to do? The research sought to assess adult working populations' understanding of interest, compound and simple interest, inflation, diversification, and then basic investment. And it came out clearly that for the group that was surveyed across Africa, the scores were not good. Again, that of South Asia compared to the Americas, Europe, and then other parts of the world. In Ghana in particular, it came out that 68% of adult working populations are not financially literate.
Okay.
This is problematic for Africa. Why? Because Africa has been seen as a continent that is the youngest in terms of age bracket. To again, this same continent has the major chunk of adult population that are hooked onto mobile money transaction. So if you run over a population that leads the world in mobile money transactions over that same population having low financial literacy level, we are realizing that there's a problem and more or less a pandemic ahead of us. These are individuals who are spending using mobile money transactions, but then again, their ability in terms of understanding the concept to back prudent financial management is lacking. This means that we need to address the issue of financial illiteracy in Africa. The problem is that the financial institutions do it, but they do it in silo approach. A financial institution like a bank will embark on financial literacy when they want to sell a product. They will not see it as a public good or a public need. So if I want to sell a loan, then I must provide some form of literacy in that particular area. If I'm an insurance company, I want to sell an insurance product, then I must provide some form of insurance knowledge. If I'm a pension fund, I want to sell a retirement product, I must provide some form of insurance pension knowledge. This silo approach does not help, because the individual you are going to sell the product is not only coming for a loan. His ability to service or not to service the loan is dependent on some of the other variables. And so if you don't have a comprehensive approach to financial education and financial literacy, and then our institutions will approach it in the silo approach, then we will still have a large chunk of the population not being financially literate. And if you are dealing with an individual who is financially illiterate and is coming for a loan, he doesn't have the reason that he has to pay, because that idea to even pay has not been incorporated into that person. I believe that financial literacy, if you're able to improve it, will go a long way to help. It's a win-win situations for all.
Sure. So in the course of improving financial literacy in Africa, particularly in Ghana, how has it been for you as Executive Director for the Center for Financial Literacy in Africa? What are some of the activities you've done so far and the progress you've seen?
Okay, thank you very much. With the Improving Financial Awareness and Financial Literacy movement, I think we started putting together this movement 3 years ago when we started Center for Financial Literacy Education Africa. We wanted to get in touch with organizations that have much experience and knowledge about the field we wanted to go into. So we started reaching out to organizations outside Ghana, international organizations, and we got in touch with the Financial Awareness Foundation, who have similar mandates as we have to actually improve financial awareness and create a massive financial literacy education.
Yeah.
And together with them, we decided to create the Improving Financial Awareness and Financial Literacy movement in Ghana. They had similar movement in Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania. So we decided to model that same movement in Ghana. And by the grace of God, we launched the movement on the 31st of March.
Okay. And
through the movement, we also launched the FA Association at University of Ghana.
Okay.
So it has been quite interesting. The process has been a bit behind the scene. Yes, we have been working behind the scene to get this movement in front of everybody, to actually touch everyone in Ghana. And the movement, what the movement seeks to do is to touch everyone in Ghana at least twice a year.
Okay.
So we are saying that in April, which is Global Financial Literacy Month, we want to model that same financial literacy month in Ghana and create massive awareness on financial literacy. And in October, we will also embark on Gift and Estate Planning Awareness Month, where you will get opportunity to learn about how to plan your estate, how to plan your giftings, how to write your will, and how you are going to leave your legacy behind. If you are no more tomorrow, who takes charge of your properties and all that? So the movement is built around these two campaign venues. April as Financial Literacy Month and October as Gift and Estate Planning Awareness Month.
Great.
Yeah.
Doctor, thinking about how you track your progress so far. I was about to ask you, but I wanted to find from Doc, since you're coordinating the association, how do you track your progress in terms of financial literacy in your students?
Okay, thank you very much. The FA Association comes in as the research think tank to support the movement. You know, before you undertake the campaign, you need to know what the needs are. That is one. So the FA Association, like I said, has two structures: the faculty wing, which is the research group, and then we have the student group. And then during the campaign, you have to pick in the pointers of the ground. Then after the campaign, over time, you need to assess to see whether really the objectives were met. So we believe that once we identify the problem areas of financial literacy, and then we run the campaign, we will be able to, from the response, collect the data, having created the awareness, and then sit back and then analyze and see how far we have been able to touch the lives of the average Ghanaian or the Ghanaian in general. Again, we are talking to strategic partners who deal day in, day out with their clients who need to be financially literate. We're talking about the banks, the pension houses, we're talking about the fund management companies, we're talking about the insurance companies. We are working out the partnership. And once we have the partnership with them and they come on board, then we can also have direct access to the clients. And then we can also engage them with the articles and the write-ups that we have, the educational materials. I believe that because this is a lifelong learning program, over time, there will be a change in behavior and change in attitude, which has been influenced by the educative materials that we have in the area of financial awareness and financial literacy. So to be backed by research, and this is what we seek to do to support the movement.
How do you also track your progress in terms, you've gone out campaigning for to many people.
Sure.
How will I tell the progress they've that you've enabled to their benefits? How do you do that?
Okay, so as part of the movement activities, that's where we have the FA Association. So every activity that we embark on, we have to make sure the FA Association have an idea about it, and that's our research for us. So in terms of measuring the impact of the activities and all that, it's handled by the Financial Awareness Association at University of Ghana Business School. Yeah.
I want to put this to you to help us on. These are the very common concerns out there. That if you were a young graduate and you just came out of school, you've not even got a job yet. The economy isn't that viable in terms of lending out loans with soft interest,
Sure.
but rather very huge interest. What would be the essence of financial awareness and literacy if we can't even access funds to do business with on a soft basis in our country? Do you think that matters to financial literacy and awareness, or you give something much more better than that concern?
Okay. So I would say financial literacy is actually a lifelong process. So it is not a destination. So you have to start from somewhere. And this is built around what we call the essential principles to personal finance knowledge. So this one will tell you to get organized. So as a young graduate coming out of school, you need to actually get organized with your financial decisions.
Okay.
So you need to know, that's where you need to know your net worth, how much you are owing,
Yeah.
and how much you are owing. So once you know your net worth and you know your cash flow, this will inform you to actually take the right decision. So if you are not earning money, this is the time for you to start doing something, start some creative thinking to start earning some money so that you can start your actual financial planning. So when you look at the what we call the infinity sign, we have where you need to get organized. You need to come into reality with your true financial situation. And once you assess your true financial situation, then you can begin your financial planning.
Okay.
So financial literacy first will tell you who you are when it comes to financial issues. It will give you the clear picture of what you actually want. And then with that information, you can start planning for your finances.
Okay.
Yeah, so financial literacy is actually the foundation. It puts you on the right path to start
I
building
think we'll have to go deeper into the principle. But look, touch base on this for me. If a young person out there has this concern, what would you want to say to that person?
Okay, then financial literacy becomes more relevant.
Okay.
And the question is why. You see, he talked about financial planning. In the financial plan, you identify your goals.
Yeah.
So even before you complete the tertiary education, what are your goals? Short term, medium term, long term. You should be able to identify it. And that is what the members of the student wing, we are taking them through. We are trying to create the awareness that you need to be able to identify your goals. These goals will definitely be wheeled by finances or funding.
Yeah.
Are you getting me? So, yes, we know the employment situation in the country. But then, can you imagine you are not employed, you have no goals, you have no financial objectives? That becomes more what? Terrible.
Yeah.
So, in our preparation of the ambassadors that we have models for starting your own business, models for preparing for a job interview, models for solving problems. These are different models that we have developed, that we're taking the students through. And we believe that in as much as there is this unemployment challenge facing the continent, especially, if we are able to prepare these graduates with this mindset, and they start planning, even before they get their dream job, they are well positioned to manage that resources that comes to them by way of the money over their lifetime.
Great.
Yeah, so we believe in preparing them before, so it becomes easy for them to transition from school and then after school.
Great. Hi there, if you just joined, it's African Student Voices, and we're discussing improving financial literacy and awareness in Africa, and I believe you'll enjoy it. But don't go anywhere, go for a short break. When we come back, we'll talk more about financial literacy and awareness in Africa. Back to African Student Voices, and my name is Agyemang Okyere Darko. I'm here with my guest, Dr. Benjamin, and also Peter Kojo Asaranyako. We're talking about improving financial awareness and literacy in Africa, and we now want to move to one of the most critical areas, the principles. I know this is not just a 30 minutes discussion, there's more to this, but give us some nuggets. Doc, what are some of the principles you want to share with anyone out there about financial literacy and awareness?
Okay, the principles are many. because principles are what people want to abide by. So different authors, different organizations have their own set of principles. But we, being part of the Financial Awareness Foundation, have over the time developed what we call the infinity sign. The infinity sign, because we believe that lifelong process means that at each point in time, you go through two big blocks. One, you have to always get yourself organized. And then two, do your planning like Peter was talking about.
Yeah.
So we have 11 blocks within the infinity sign. Where the first one is you have to get your paperwork done. Paperwork means what? If you work, you have a paycheck. How much are you paid a month? You need to know it. If you have a checkbook, are you hiding the checkbook? Is it available? So in case of emergency, somebody can fall on that checkbook to help you out. ATM cards. Do you know what your PIN? Are you sharing your PIN? We are not saying that, keep your PIN all over the place. But somebody within your household must know it. When you buy television sets, you have guarantee and warranties. Are they gathered at the place? That's what we mean by get your paper in order. Why? Because in an emergency situation, you may need somebody to fall on that to help you.
Yeah.
So that's the paperwork. They talked about the net worth. What do you owe? Have ownership over? And what obligations are you, in terms of financial obligations, are you expected to pay? If you're able to identify all your assets, they identify your liabilities, you establish your worth. That is what is done to rank the richest people in the world. It doesn't matter whether you're a student, you should be able to do this. After net worth, you have to identify your cash flow position. How much am I getting? How much am I going to spend in terms of my expenses? Doing that will help you to know at which point in time you have to go and contract a loan. So you don't just go knee-jerk reaction to contract ahead of time. You know that at this point in time, I will have to contract my what? My loan. So it's very, very important. We do the net worth, we do the cash flow, we do the paperwork. Once we have done that, then we can bring in the issue of our employee benefits. Apart from your paycheck of, let's say, 3,000, 5,000, you may have health insurance. You may have other hidden paychecks that you are not supposed to spend out-of-pocket money for. Talk to your employer. Know about them. So that instead of you to go and buy that medicine off the counter and pay for it, for all you know, there is a provision in your compensation pack from your employer that identifies that every medication that you buy should be paid for by the organization. So why will you go and do that by yourself? When you are able to identify all this and you add up to your salary, realize that you earn more than what is presented on the paper. These are what we call getting yourself organized. And then we have what we call the financial planning aspect of the infinity sign. Yeah.
So, Peter, you also take us through some, Doc has really said a lot about what would you want to also add up to the young, because you speak to the young people who are not really in tune about, because somebody thinks that I have to study banking and finance, or let's say accounting and finance to be financial literate, or let's say have that interest in financial issues. But what would you want to say to debunk that? Is that really the case here?
Okay, thank you very much. Financial literacy, you don't need a master's degree to manage your personal finance. And whoever you are, you can manage your personal finance. And it all revolves around the essential principles. And as Dr. Amwa was saying, once you get yourself organized, once you know your paperwork, net worth, cash flow, and employment benefits, then you move to the financial planning aspect. This is where you have to define your goals. It is very important. Most young people are walking around without goals. They have dreams. They want to own the nicest cars. They want to own the biggest house.
Biggest houses.
And these are fantasies. These are dreams. Something we all hope for. But a goal is something you have planned for. Something you have taken your time to plan for. So in setting your goals, you need to ask yourself, what is really important to me? What do I want to achieve? How much do I want to accumulate? You need to ask yourself all these questions. And in setting your goals you have to make sure your goals, you are setting smart goals. That is where you need to set short-term goals, medium-term goals, and long-term goals. Because your goals needs to be specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and with time.
So this doesn't matter your faith, because some people have faith that they want to big goals, big dreams.
Big dreams.
faith.
But if you don't take daily action, you can't achieve that goal. So you need to break your goals down and take daily action to be able to achieve those goals. So you need to set your goal, define your goals, and then work towards your goals. Then you need to also plan for financial independence and retirement. So for young people, when you talk about retirement,
we don't want to hear that.
They think retirement is 40 years.
We have time, right?
But you need to be financially independent. So you need to start planning for your financial independence. Even if you are not thinking about retirement, you plan for your financial independence. Because you can only plan for retirement when you are financially independent, when you don't depend on anyone when it comes to your financial issues. So young people need to start planning about their financial independence. Yeah.
See. I mean, I believe that people are beginning to understand that you don't need that kind of degree in finance to be a financial literate.
Not at
But
all.
let me also put this across. Does financial literacy and awareness only matter to how you earn money and how you spend your money? Is there anything beyond this for financial awareness and literacy?
Okay, again, back to what Peter was saying. You also have to be thinking about your tax planning purposes. Once you earn income, you must pay tax. So apart from paying the tax, you must do some tax management. Many a times you don't do it. The time we even pay our taxes, sometimes, disadvantages our financial position. So knowing the timing of your tax and paying it is very important. Then there are also tax benefits. When you are single, when you marry, when you have 1, 2, 3 children, each of them has its own tax benefits. Many people don't tap into it because they don't know. So tax planning should be part of our financial planning. Then you can talk about the issue of estate planning. I think we mentioned it earlier on. It should also be part of our personal planning. When you were coming to the world, somebody planned for you. Your parents planned for you when you are coming to the world.
Yeah.
When you are exiting and transitioning the world, this time around, nobody will plan for you. It is your responsibility to plan and exit. Because it was done for you, the only thing you can do is also plan and exit. But many a times, because like you said, death, we all fear death, we don't plan for that. It is up to time we take our estates and estate planning seriously. Again, we also want to do some gifting. Some of the assets you have acquired over your life, you should be able to give some out to have a helping hand, to help somebody in the society. Your community, maybe your church, maybe your old school, maybe your workplace or an orphanage. You should be able to plan that. That is what Peter was hinting that in October, we're engaged on what we call the estate and gift planning awareness.
Okay.
So that it will be part of our personal planning. It has to be part. And once we do this, I think it will be okay. And like I said, it is a lifelong thing. So don't just plan and do it today. But at each stage of your life, as you grow, as you accumulate, and as you get into retirement, you should be able to what? To do this planning all along.
Great.
And then you have a peace of mind. You don't need all the money in the world to have the peace. It's about the planning aspect.
Okay.
And because the planning aspect, because you do more of the thinking, many a times you want to live without it. But once we can develop that skill, I believe that we'll be able to manage our resources, irrespective of how little it is.
Great.
We'll be comfortable with it.
That's great.
Sure. And let me add the most important aspect: investment.
Okay.
You need to also plan for your investment planning. Most people do not plan for their investment. They just go into it. So you need to know how your investment is even going to earn money. You need to understand asset allocation, the need for diversification. All these things will help you to do well with your investment. So these are the elements that makes a person financially literate. Yeah.
I think that this concept should actually be multi-institutional. It should be everywhere.
Yeah.
That we should interject. But Doc, how is it like? Is there a connection between the FA and the University of Ghana and also the universities in Ghana and across Africa? Is there a strong bond or what building up?
Yeah, like Peter was saying, we have presence in Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, and Ghana.
Yeah.
Because of COVID, the uptake has been quite slow. Because universities, especially in Africa, most of them had to go through what we call the COVID, break.
Yeah.
And so the speed at which we had in mind to move has been quite slow. So we are still in talks with Makerere University, Kenya University. We have one in Tanzania, and we are still engaging. Maybe Ghana has overtaken some of these earlier leaders who came on board. But we believe strongly that once we have the success story in Ghana, we can replicate this success story across Africa. Because trust me, if we are able to get a chunk of our working population financially literate, this social consequence of retirement, where individuals go on retirement, they can't go for vacation, medical care becomes a problem, can be solved. And that big burden on the government at that point in time can be taken care of. We have been told that SNIT is not giving enough to pensioners. We now have the three-tier pension system, the second tier and tier 3. Aside that, individuals are also being encouraged to plan, because the future has always been tough compared to what has been happening in the past. So we believe that if you are able to get a critical mass of the population to be financially aware and financially literate, then they will be prepared to manage their resources by themselves. Again, these resources that Peter talked about, going through the conduit of investment, means that investment houses are going to have access to pool of funds. And this pool of funds will also have to be invested in various sectors of the economy. So the individual is planning for his retirement. The pool of funds will be managed by the fund managers. The government can borrow to develop the state. And in the end, it's a win-win for everybody. So we believe that financial literacy is very important. The financial institutions themselves also stand to benefit in this particular initiative that we think everybody must come on board.
Great. I think we've got to the interesting part. How can one join? I mean, somebody out there is getting interested that I really want to be part. Should I be a member of University of Ghana, or to be part of the FA Association, or let's say CLFLE? How do we get involved in this?
Okay, so the movement is an all-inclusive movement. It is open to organizations, educational institutions, corporations, and individuals. So we have a document that we call the Join the Movement document. Okay. You just have to reach out to us that, oh, my organization wants to be part of the movement as a strategic partner. We will accept that and bring you on board as a strategic partner. And as part of the movement activity, we encourage everyone to get and keep their financial house in order. Okay. So when we are doing Financial Literacy Month, you can participate on your own. Yes, we want everyone to be doing something about their financial life in April and in October. And in other months too, we will be doing a lot of programs that we will put out there for people to join. So actually, you don't need to pay any amount. This is an all-inclusive movement that we invite everyone to be on board. Okay. So Dr. Amwa will add. Yeah,
the FA Association, like I said, we have the student wing and the faculty wing. Again, we are also open because, like I said, some may have graduated from school how many years ago? Nobody knows. So we are still open to individuals. Once you fill the form and you believe in what we stand for and you believe you can help, by way of reaching out to financial literacy, we have materials, we have articles, we have enough knowledge that we want to share. You come on board, and then we all, attempt to reach every Ghanaian with the need to be financially literate and create the awareness. That is what we seek to do.
Is there any contact we can share, email addresses for someone out there who wants to do a quick one with you, to share email address for the FA?
Okay. When you visit the University of Ghana Business School website, we have the www.ugbs.edu.gh/association. That is where the website for the association is. And you have information on the association. You have the downloadables, the register. You can be part of us. You access it, and we'll get back to you.
Great. How about you, Peter?
Sure. And with me too, when you go to our website, cfle.org, yes, you get much information on our website and on our social media platforms, Center for Financial Literacy Education Africa. So once you go there, you can send us a message. You can get in touch with us, and we will share the document with you for you to become a partner. Great.
I believe you're following and you're enjoying the discussion so far about improving financial literacy and awareness in Africa, and you've gotten your bit in it. But I wouldn't want to go, because even though time permits us this, but what will be your final message to every young person out there who thinks that they can give up now because they're not understanding the economy right now, and there's not even funds to even manage.
Yeah.
So what then does financial literacy stand for in their lives? What would you want to say to them?
You know, you are spending money even in that state that you described. Yeah. In that, poor, what I call weak mental state that there's no hope, we are still spending money. So what it means is that the little that you have, you should be able to what? To plan and make use of it.
Yeah.
So financial literacy is important to you despite the condition that you find yourself in.
Okay.
It is not difficult. He talked about the fact that you don't need a master's degree in finance. No, you don't need it. You just have to be aware of your situation and then plan for your finances and then know what you need, your goals, and then work towards it. Like we said, apart from the management of the finances aspect, we talked about personality development, helping the students out to develop.
Okay.
He is into community engagement, going to the market to also what? Engage. We do a lot of things apart from the financial literacy, starting up business, CV writing and all that, just to empower you. So the point is, I don't need all the money to start, but once you even spend a CD, you need financial literacy and financial information.
Great. What are you, Peter? Any closing remarks?
Okay, thank you very much. Anytime I get the opportunity to say something about financial literacy to get people to start planning their finances, I share with them the story of my granddad.
Exactly.
He made a lot of money. He worked in almost all the regional capitals. He was successful with money, but because he couldn't plan for his finances, because he was financially, let me say, illiterate, his financial actions and decisions had a huge impact on his life after retirement. Yeah. So this is the time for us to start planning our finances. It is never too late and it is never too early. Whoever you are, wherever you are, you can start planning your finances. You need to identify your situation. Like Dr. Amwa said, you need to set goals and work towards it. And once you do this, you can build a strong financial foundation.
Wonderful.
And have a successful, happy life.
Sure. So thank you very much, Dr. Amwa, and also Peter Kojo Asaranyako, for your time and your insight you shared with us on African Student Voice. And also you had your goal, your bits in there. I had mine, to remain organized and also have a goal with this that keeps you planning and also knowing how to manage your finance very well. So join us next time on African Student Voices for more information on how to be the best of yourself anywhere you are. And also, I believe you enjoyed today's show. Don't go anywhere. We'll bring you more of our programs on AAU TV. My name is Agyemang Okyere Darko, and today, served with you on African Student Voices. Have a nice day and bye.